Good morning. Good morning. So today, I was just thinking about the times that we're in, with the economy, our new president and all, and just all that is going on. And, when you talk to people, like I was in the supermarket, I think it was yesterday, and I went to the egg section. I was getting some egg whites. I started eating egg whites instead of regular eggs. Not that the price is any, different, but just for health reasons, egg whites are definitely healthier than regular eggs because of the cholesterol and all of that. But anyway, so I'm in the supermarket in that section, and a random woman, I don't know her, she doesn't know me, she just started talking about the price of eggs. And I was like, okay, who doesn't know that the price of eggs has gone up? And it was just small talk or whatever, and I was just like, yeah, but I didn't really say much because what is there to say? But it just kind of got me thinking that we're living in. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to adjust my heat. 1 second, I had the air on, and now I gotta put the heat on. We are living in a tough time, and I just try to be conscious of my conversations, and I've shared this on a couple of videos already, so I'm not going to go all into that. But in particular, it had me thinking about some years back when I was going through some rough times, because even though it feels different and it feels, we've been here before. You do know that we've been here before. What is different is that it was a different. I can't explain it, but we've been here before, where we felt like prices. I'm sorry, I know I'm leaning. Where we felt like prices were at an all-time high, the economy and the inflation, and we've been here before. Now, maybe prices were not as high as they are now, so that might be the difference, but we've been in this economic time, hardship time before. And so I was reflecting on my life, and I've definitely been here before, like financially. No. Cancel. I've had hardship before. I'm not in a hardship situation right now. I'm not. But I have been in, previously. And I remember one time, it was a time where I was out of work and, all of that. And I'm not going to use the word desperate, because I wasn't desperate, because to me, desperate, you'll do some strange things for some, I wasn't willing to do nothing strange for, what I'm saying. But anyway, I was in a position where I was broke, and I needed resources, and I needed to find a job, most importantly. And so I was open and made myself available, because I thought, well, maybe I'm going to have to take not to say any old job, but I may have to, you know, kind of lower my standards, I guess, and take something that I would never imagine myself doing at this point in my life. Like, at that point in my life, you know, it's one thing, you're a kid in you know, high school or whatever, and you're working a part-time job at McDonald's. That's one thing. But literally, I remember I drove through a McDonald's drive-through, and the guy, you know, gave me my food or whatever, and I said, "Are you guys hiring?" Like, completely serious. Like, "Are you guys hiring?" And I don't know what he said. I don't know if he said, like, I'm sure he says probably something like, "Well, you got to go online and fill out an application and whatever, because, you know, everything is online." And this was like maybe 14, 15 years ago, somewhere in there. But I'm sure they were probably taking applications online then as well. But my mind was like, I don't care. I don't care if I have to work at McDonald's. I don't care. And again, I was applying for jobs that, again, not to use the word beneath me, that I was better than anybody, but just that I, you know, was probably overqualified for, or, you know, just, well, not necessarily overqualified, because especially if they put me in the kitchen, I don't know. But, you know, I was open. And then I remember I filled out an application with TJ Maxx. Like the TJ Maxx, Marshall's whole, like, conglomerate or whatever they're called. And I remember I did get that job offer. They offered me a job. It was like I think it was a part-time job. It wasn't like necessarily out on the you know, floor, like, you know, or a cashier or anything like that. It was like behind, you know, like in the back room, like doing some kind of, I forget what it was for, merchandising or something like that. And I didn't take the job because something else opened up for me, but I was open. And it wasn't, that's the other thing I remember, it wasn't paying like anywhere near what I was what I was looking for professionally. But I was open. I you know, like, I needed to get a job, and I didn't necessarily care if, again, for a season, if I needed to take a job that was whatever, I was willing to take it. And, you know, it's like this saying, or I don't know if somebody made this up or whatever, but I've experienced this in my life. It's like you take 2 steps forward, or you take a step forward, and God will take 2 steps, you know, as well. He'll meet you there, but you gotta make the first move. You gotta initiate some kind of action in order for him to step in. And he did, and I ended up, you know, moving on from that whole situation. You know, so I'm just saying that's all of that to say that during this economic, you know, time, people losing their jobs, and because I see people every day, all day at my day job, I see people that have lost their job. And they're trying to get back on track. They're trying to get, you know, back into the workforce. And so I'm familiar with this area. And not only because I'm helping them, but my own personal stories and struggles that I've experienced over my life. And the one thing I know is just, you got to stay positive no matter what you do. You gotta keep your head up. You gotta stay positive. You gotta know that it's gonna turn. Whether it's gonna be in 4 years or what, but you gotta know that it's not always gonna be like this. Like if somebody has shared that with me when I was in my 20s, 30s, whatever, that could have been the greatest advice they could have given me, that it ain't always gonna be like this, baby girl. It's gonna be better. And I remember clearly on my 50th birthday. I remember waking up on my 50th birthday. It gets me emotional every time I think about it. On my 50th birthday, I woke up and I said, I made it. I made it. Oh my goodness. So, okay, what just happened was I started getting all emotional, and of course I ran out of storage. Like right in the middle of me crying and I don't cry, just for the record, since menopause kicked in, I know some women cry all the time, all day, every day. I don't cry. Like, that's just something I don't do anymore. Hardly ever, rarely, but I'm in the middle of crying, and and it says my storage is full. So anyway, just to finish the story real quick, just to wrap this video up, I turned 50 and I was like, wow, I made it. I made it to see 50. That was like huge because, in my 20s, 30s, 40s, I didn't think I was gonna make it. I mean, not literally, but it was a struggle, and I didn't think I would make it to the other side. I thought I would spend the rest of my days struggling. Like it was always gonna be a struggle. But when I hit 50, I realized that I wasn't struggling anymore, and my life had turned around, and it had turned around completely. So I'm here to tell anybody that is going through something right now, and again, with this economy, a lot of people are going through, and I get it, but just know, just hold on, because this is not how the story's going to end. You're going to be all right. You're going to make it. And you're going to wake up one day, whether it's your birthday or whether it's just a day in the future, and you're going to realize, I made it. I actually made it through all of that stuff. So I'll leave you with that. Be blessed. Have a great day. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Take care.